And then you can do the same thing, Lester, with yours. Just add on the More Core tab. Just add another a whole nother line.
I'll do that. Yeah, I added the one line, but I'll add a second line.
Yeah, you know, you can keep adding lines if you want. If you want all the A's and D's on its own line, you can actually do that, because it'll just keep cycling down to where you can just scroll down the attacks instead of having this big glob of lettering. You know what I mean? That's if you want to. You don't have to do it like that, but I was just saying if you wanted to.
Of lettering globs, Dave. You know me.
Right on. Yeah, that's right, because you're a coder, so...
Lettering globs are good.
What's that?
Make a good soup.
Folly? What was that?
The lettering globs are good. They make a good soup.
Ugh. I like everything nice and rose and... Oh, yeah.
High glitter.
Alright. So, you know, as you guys leave Sassy's store, seems like the festivities are starting. You can hear in the background, you know, and during the streets, you know, and you can see actually today there is a huge presence of the guilds out in force patrolling the streets, you know, hovering in their cars overhead looking down at the crowds and whatnot. You know, and all of the festivities start up, the parades start up, you know, all of the music begins, and you start to see a lot of floats go by, a lot of childhood cartoon characters go by, just like there would be in real life. You know, all kinds of businesses, all kinds of you know, folks dressed up as characters from the Chaos Wars in lines, you know, marching and whatnot. And it's actually a pretty good scene. Lots of vendors going around selling food, selling drink, all that. So what else do you guys see? I mean, what do you guys see in the parade?
Look, everybody, my favorite cartoon character, Nurgle the Sleepy Sauron.
That's the comic book.
He's Nurgle the Sleepy Sauron. He likes to sleep. He's a moron.
That's the comic book that you got too.
No. Nobody else saw this? It was the best cartoon on TV or video. You guys stink.
Data disc.
Oh my gosh, the Betamax technology. Love it. So what's everybody else see? Glitter, what do you see? Gideon, Folly, Deckard, what do you guys see?
Gideon sees a float coming by. It's the beer barons and whiskey.
Oh,
so he
nice!
Kinda, like, runs up like a little. Well, he runs up like a little kid on 4th of July. Like, he's got like one hand out, and he has like Deckard behind him. And as one bottle's handed to him, he kind of just like passes it back and holds his hand out like it's empty again.
Oh yeah.
And so he's like, they're just trying to like gather up like more and more alcohol. And
yeah.
So I get like 3 or 4 bottles in my hand, and then Deckard has like 3 or 4 in his, and we're kind of just like walking away.
Yeah, the beer baron's on this float too, and he's like, "Hey, what's up, Gideon? Deckard, what's up?" And he's like, "How you enjoying Nestora? How are you guys enjoying everything here in Nestora?" Alrighty then, I'll talk to you guys later. Take it easy.
Do you have any under the mountain? But Deckard like is what Gideon's yelling, because you know that was supposed to be his. As like, has he created any under the mountain yet?
No, he hasn't. No, he says he's been trying to prepare for the festivities here in Nestora. So and then, you know, as the beer baron kind of takes off, you know, what else does everybody see? What do you see, Folly? What do you see, Glitter?
Alright, I'll go first then. I'm seeing
I'm asking the players now more what they see. I love it. It gets them more involved with the game.
Pretty. And there's a big horse. There's a big white horse in the middle of it. And they're all just kind of being prissy and waving at everyone. There's probably a lot of pink things on the boat as well, on the float as well. I look at the glitter and I say, You've been walking very funny today. Is that the horse you were riding last night?
Whoa.
Well, I was riding the stallion last night, honey, but it wasn't that one.
Oh, I see, yes. I could tell.
Too good. Glitter, what do you say? Besides the stallion that just kind of went by.
Well, what would Glitter see on a celebratory float? I don't know, maybe a sign on the beer baron's float that says, "Thank you, Glitter, for saving everything."
Hey, maybe there was an Actors Guild float that just went by with a bunch of the famous actors on it. I don't know.
No. I think that Glitter would probably see some sort of magician's float, you know, with doing magic and.
Well, you might not see it, huh? Magician's float? Get it?
Yeah, you never know.
What's up, Eben? Good
She's
to see you,
super
man.
occupied with Folly and her comments about horses.
Starting to reminisce about last night.
What's up, Trench? Wow, Trench. Long time no see, Trench. Holy cow. It's been months, dude. Alright, so everybody give me...
That says Glitter.
Everybody give me a perception check. If you have seeing, you can add in seeing as well.
I guess Lester's too busy just singing the song.
Oh my god, they all failed it. Alright, everything is going on. What else do you guys want to do today? I mean, there's all kinds of parades happening all over the city.
What over the city?
There's all kinds of festivities happening all over the city. You guys have the whole day. What do you want to do? Do you want to retire to your rooms? Do you want to? It's up to everybody.
Oh, there's no way I'm gonna retire to my room on float day.
Gideon kind of walks back to the room and drops off the alcohol, and he goes on a hunt to find like a stand or something where the bill band's at to try to commandeer like more alcohol.
Oh yeah,
I think Gideon needs an intervention.
Yeah, the beer baron is already.
Alcohol.
He's like way gone. The beer baron. He's already long gone.
Glitter's been a
Raven, what's up, Raven?
I
Is this the Raven? Wow, long time no see. It's been like a year since I've seen you, Raven. What's up?
Folly, of course, with all these...
another.
Not sure if Lynx is cutting out or what.
Yeah, Lynx, you cut out a little bit, buddy.
I'm cutting out big time. I'm sorry, guys.
That's okay.
Yeah, I would like to follow Glitter along with that path. Yeah, one place is good as
Whoa!
another, and I mean, I'm sure there's a big party go.
Thanks, Trenchard. Thanks so much, dude. I appreciate
I'm going
it, man.
to the stadium because I think that in my mind, of course they're expecting me to perform there.
Thanks so much, Trenchard.
I think I would like to be with the Haberkill as well. That's a sweet place. Never seen a big stadium before.
I'm not about to let her go on her own, so definitely following.
Following in a creepy way? Hey, Glitter.
Thanks, Trenchard. Thanks for your support, man.
Hey, Glitter.
No, walking on the sidewalk about 5 meters off to the side, just scanning the public constantly.
Yeah, dude, that's the creepy way. How you met your girlfriend,
No.
but that's probably not the best way to go.
Well, he's an old retired
I look at her,
lawman,
I
so he
find
would
her
be doing
from
that.
Across the street, I follow her.
I'll tell you what, Deckard. As you guys are traveling around, Deckard, you do notice something suspicious. You actually notice a gentleman in a bag as you're walking by, and you kind of look down there, and you notice that he's actually arming grenades.
Arming grenades.
Is he alone?
He's alone. Give me a perception check also, Deckard. Now that you've seen this, you know, he's looking really suspicious to you anyways, but he does blend into the crowd. Yeah. He doesn't he's doing a pretty good job of it. But Deckard, you do notice that he does like a sort of like a couple of hand signals to his face and whatnot, and then he kind of looks up behind him, and you can see someone in a window on like a second or third story that is actually basically shooting back the same types of signals back and forth to one another.
Okay, if I have time, I'm gonna rush him and jump on him.
Okay, sure.
Just pounce on him.
All right, sure. So all of a sudden, guys, Deckard just jumps on a guy. I mean, as you guys are walking through the crowds, you know, everybody's having fun. Beads are flying all over the place. You know, food, drink is being poured. Beads. All of a sudden, Deckard.
Did you say beads?
I said beads.
He did.
Deckard
Do I
just.
be flashing my boobs at
no,
some point
no, absolutely not. No, you don't. It's not that type of. It's not Mardi Gras. So yeah, all of a sudden you guys see Deckard just jump on an individual, on a human, just jumps on him, and they're struggling. So Deckard, I want you to give me a strength. Yeah, give me a strength might check.
Uh-oh.
And I'm going to do a check as well.
Ruh-roh. I can't hear you, Dave.
A strength might check.
Strength check. Strength.
Yeah, that was strength. I have no might.
Uh-oh. You're dead.
Oh, wow. Ouch.
Ouch.
This is a contest.
Use your inspiration. Oh, shit, you don't have one.
Wrong game.
Use a stomp point. Stomp point.
Hold on, Dave's looking up what happens when
no, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for him to give me a strength check.
Another.
Yeah,
another one.
Okay.
He got a 7.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm not hearing you.
Oh, he already did it. Okay, yeah. Oh, okay.
Did, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I
right
see
above.
that. Yeah. So as you try to subdue this gentleman, Deckard, you try to subdue him, and he his strength overmatches yours easily, and he starts to run through the crowd. Now, when he runs through the crowd, he leaves the bag on the ground. Do you pursue him, or do you fiddle with this bag because you know that he was arming grenades in here?
I think it's important to get everyone away from that as quickly as possible. Yeah.
So what are you going to do? Are you going to yell grenade? I mean, what are you doing?
I'm gonna yell grenade and yeah, try to get everyone away from the bag. Yeah.
All right, so Deckard yells grenade, grenade! Everybody get down! Grenade, grenade! So now, man, everybody just goes into a frenzy. Ah! And you know you're stuck here with this bag, and then you know the gentleman runs off. So Folly, Gideon, Lester, you guys all see this guy, you know, run off into the crowd, and Deckard is now standing here with this bag, and he's yelling, grenade, grenades, get down! So people are scattering, you know, people are hiding behind, you know, boxes, people on the floats really don't know what's going on yet, but you know, everybody's screaming, yelling, get down, get him! And you know, so Deckard, what are you doing here as chaos is just erupting all around you?
Well, leaving the bag right in the center of the street with, you know, and getting back myself. Just making sure everybody's back about 40, 50 meters. That's all I'm doing.
Okay. All right. So as one of the floats go by, you put this grenade down in the middle of the street, this bag of grenades. And just as another float is starting to go over it, it is an orphanage float. It is an orphanage float that's going over the bag, and then all of a sudden,
Float of orphans.
Dave,
yes,
I was hoping to cast one of my spells that let people re-roll, like the Hand of Fate, within 20 yards of me.
You gotta speak up a little bit quicker than that.
Okay.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Was that a long time ago?
Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. So as Deckard runs out there, all of a sudden,
not for that roll.
One
the
of
new rolls coming up.
Sure, you can do
Not
that.
for
Yeah,
that roll, for the new rolls coming up.
Sure, as everybody's kind of scattering and whatnot. Yeah. So all of a sudden it says,
Yeah, it's
Nestora's Pride, the Nestora's Orphanage, as this
No, Dave, don't do it.
as the float goes over the bag, the bag detonates.
Oh no!
Funny, that's terrible.
Well, it detonates as the horses are going over it, because it's a rather large float, and there's a lot of children. You know, a lot of the nurses guild are on this floats as well.
So you got babies flying through the air? Is that what you're telling us?
No.
Yeah,
But as
veteran.
the horses go over the bag, it basically explodes as the horses are walking over the bag, and there's just like bits and pieces of horse flying everywhere, and you can hear the horses, they yell, and but the actual float is kind of, it was being held down by the horses because it had a team of like 6 horses, and with the blast radius of the grenades, there were quite a few. There were probably at least a dozen to a dozen and a half grenades in this bag, Deckard. So all 6 of the team of horses, they're basically disintegrated, and it's basically just horse bits and parts around this area. And then when the horses basically disintegrate from the grenades, the float itself kind of falls back into the air, and then they all slide down to the bottom of the float, which they're all unharmed. It's just like, you can just imagine something like as the boat in Caddyshack hit the ramp, and then the ramp kind of broke and fell, everybody kind of slid to one side. That's what it basically reminded me of with this float. So none of the orphans are hurt, none of the guild, just minor, just like little abrasions and injuries because of the blast radius. Really,
they're only traumatized now, Dave. They're only traumatized because all these poor little children just watch their horses float to the hell.
It's
and
okay,
back.
they're orphans.
Heavy duty, man.
So yeah, as it explodes, there's a huge explosion. People are screaming now. I mean big time screaming, and all of a sudden now you can start to hear more of these emergency these emergency vehicles are starting to come into the distance. Oh man, it's pretty crazy. Let me see if I can. I think I have an explosion. I guess I don't. It's in one of the other Roll20 games, but yeah, big explosion. Horse parts go everywhere. The orphanage, all the children on the orphanage float, they're unharmed. A lot of people are running over to them to see if anything's happening, and actually a couple people jump on Deckard. About a half dozen people jump on Deckard and say, "This is the guy! He put the bomb out in the street! This is the guy!" So now they're
no, it's not him.
They're starting to like really rough up on Deckard, and now the guild, they come into the they come to the scene, and now Deckard's starting to be subdued by several of the guilds, and you're going to pay for this, and they sling a sack over his head and yank the cord, and it kind of chokes you a little bit, Deckard, and you feel you got hit a couple times, wham, wham, by one of these batons that they're. So now you're all woozy, Deckard. So what is everybody else doing as they're witnessing this? As Deckard's being
I'm running
pummeled.
over there, and I'm screaming at them, "Knock that off right now! It's not his fault!" And I grabbed both two of my glitter cannons, just fired off right at him, trying to get their attention off of Deckard.
What is up with these glitter cannons? You're like using them for everything. I'm so happy I blew off.
She's already out of glitter cannon. She's got like 2 left. She bought 5. She used one last night.
One left.
Yeah, she's got a couple. Yeah, she doesn't have many left. So the guards, they're actually drawing their weapons on you, and as they draw their weapons on you, they are scanning you, they're taking pictures of you, and they're telling you to get down on the ground. They're like, this man is now arrested for conspiracy against the guilds and causing harm in a public, and they're rattling off all of these different violations. And a couple other people.
And you're a bunch of dumbasses. He tried to save these people. It was the one that was before him that caused the problem. If he wouldn't have jumped him and
so all of a sudden now, a couple more of these come over. Another whole squad of these soldiers come over, and now they're starting to subdue Glitter. And Glitter, her voice is like really becoming high pitched. And now they slung a bag over her and yank the cord. And now there's other people running over. You're firing these sparklers.
I point up to the balcony where the other guy was with the hand signals. I point up to the balcony. I say, "Get him! He's there! He's there! He's there!" And I flash my credentials, which I still have with me, and I say, "He's there! Get him! He's up in that balcony."
So you're what, your old police identification of being a lawkeeper?
Yep.
So yeah, and as you're doing that, several more citizens are coming over and saying, "No, he tackled a guy. The guy got away. He's going up the street north." And there's people pointing that he's going up the street north, and to the north you actually hear another explosion, a much larger explosion, and you can hear more screams and whatnot coming from the north. So now all of their radios are like, "Oh my gosh, we've got another attack again, north, another block." And so they actually take you, Deckard, and they take Glitter, and they are actually cuffing you and telling you we need to find out what is going on here. And so you guys are being held for questioning.
Do I have any chance of doing anything before they cuff me?
You just get
I would be pissed off if they put me in a bag.
Oh yeah, well they didn't put you in a bag. They just put a bag over your head. Like you've noticed the whole time, these guys for the guild, they do
Wouldn't
this.
Be the first time that's happened.
Oh my god. So yeah, the bag was pulled over your head, the cord kind of choked you a little bit. Ugh. And but you could hear other people coming over and saying, "Hey, he tried to help." And so, but all of the guild, they don't know what's going on yet. So what they're doing is they're keeping you under, basically they're keeping you under detention for now. So what is Gideon doing? What is Lester doing? What are Folly doing? And you guys are right there. Deckard and Glitter are in the hands of the authorities right now.
How many authorities are around? How many authorities are around?
Oh, at least
how many can we
there's
see?
a couple dozen, but probably a dozen of them went off running to the north. And like I said, there's a lot of screams. You can hear children crying. People are dropping their their food and everything on the ground, and they're all just running. Some people are hiding in the alleyways. Some people are ducking down. One person even jumped into a trash can and put the lid on the trash can and closed the trash can lid. I mean, it's chaotic. Now the floats are starting to try to go around the orphanage float that's tipped up into the air.
I was just gonna let you know early on when you said when this happened and he jumped, you said that Lester and Gideon, they noticed this other guy running away, the guy that Decker ran, that jumped on. Follow that guy. I want to be following him and see where he's going. So I head off following that guy.
Okay. So what I want you to do is, because there's so many people around, what I want you to do is give me a dexterity check, and if you have acrobatics, you can add in acrobatics. Because there's a lot of people that you're having to maneuver around, you know, kind of push out of the way. Yeah. And he's doing the same thing.
Yeah, so I rolled for you, Dave. Didn't do so awesome. I got a 7. I got 2 1s.
Forget you got your spell that you cast earlier.
Well, you can still see him off into the distance, barely. You can still barely see him. And he's still running. You know, he's knocking people out of the way. I mean, you're lucky that I only rolled 2 higher, so you're still able to see him. Now, Gideon and Folly, what are you guys doing?
Gideon's going to Eckert and Glitter, like, kind of run up in, like, a hurry-like manner, and, like, look at the guards that are standing by going, there's a fight broken out in an alley over there. It's going to need, like, 6 or 7 of y'all to stop that fight, and hopefully they take off running so I can kind of, like, sneak Glitter and them away.
A couple of the guards, they take notice to you, but several of the guards stay there too. So probably half of the guards run off, 6 guards run off. They say, thank you, sir, and you know they run off, and there's still 6 guards pretty much keeping an eye on Deckard, Glitter, and you know, basically surveying the area. You know, plus they're being, you know, talked to by other citizens of Nestora, saying, oh, these guys have nothing to do with it. He's like, and they're all trying to say, man, we have to keep these 2 under detention until we find out, you know, what is going on here. We have no facts. We're still getting facts in on our handhelds and the communications.
I'm gonna sue you when you find out that this is wrong. I'm gonna sue you for everything you got.
I say to Glitter, please relax.
No, I'm not relaxing.
And cooperate.
They don't get to touch me.
So he's like, yeah, lady. You and everybody else is going to sue the guild, so just get in line. So they're starting to get smart back to you. Folly, what about you?
Did I notice where the guy that Deckard tackled run off to?
Yeah, you saw Lester take off after him.
Okay, so Lester's after that guy.
I don't know, did you take off after him? Because I'm trying to go turn by turn, you know?
Yeah. No, I don't want to be discovered, so I'm just kind of gonna slink back into the crowd and keep an eye on everyone, and listen to everything that's happening, and observe everything that's happening, and plan my next, plan how we're going to get them out. Someone needs to be on the outside if something happens, so I'm going to be that person.
So give me a perception seeing check.
Alright.
Very nice. Clutch, Zovia. So as you're kind of standing back surveying things, you see the guy that was up in the balcony that was shooting signals back down to this guy as Deckard turned around and said, that guy up there, they're shooting signals and blah 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 and yah. You see this guy walk past you, and when he walks past you, he has another duffel bag, and it's actually a pretty full looking duffel bag, and he's just walking normal like nothing's wrong, and just kind of walking. What do you do, Zovia? I mean, Folly, I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, let me see real quick. Let me look at my inventory.
I blow his head off.
Alright. I have a pen on me. What's the duffel bag look like?
A writing pen?
Yeah.
It's just like